bet you Woody check them and check it out. Because, you know what, man, we talk a lot about what artists actually make, right? Like, what are these guys actually making? Because sometimes we'll see them on Instagram with a fucking Bugatti, right? We see Meek Mill, his foot is on the dash, he's driving his new goddamn Maybach. And then we'll see them on stage next week talking about Tidal for All, Spotify ain't paying us, like they're broke, like they're about to go on fucking strike. Now, the truth is, most of these guys, if they're successful, if you probably know their name, they're making a lot of money, a lot of fucking money, okay? And there's no problem with that, at least for me, okay? I know some people will bring up the argument to say, well, school teachers only getting like $50,000 a year, then you have doctors, they're not making enough. How could a fucking basketball player dribbling a ball be making millions of dollars? How could a fucking rapper who can't read a full sentence be making millions of dollars? Now, I have no problem with that because we live in a capitalist country. I mean, it's supply and demand. I mean, listen, if you want to dribble a fucking basketball, you're really good, and millions of people want to watch you dribble a fucking basketball, you're going to be a fucking millionaire, right? If you are a rapper and a lot of people want to hear your songs or watch you perform, you're going to be a million. So no problem with that. But let's just go into the figures because there was a ruling that came down that kind of exposed a little bit more about the actual money these guys are making, right? So remember the blurred lines, Robin Thicke, Marvin Gaye, and also Pharrell Williams. Basically, Marvin Gaye's family like, yo, y'all took that melody from us, Playboy. We need that check, okay? Now, Robin Thicke and Pharrell, they're like, hey, we ain't had no influence, okay? We were influenced, but we didn't copy. Now, the judge said, nah, you got to pay up. Now, let's just go over the figures. First of all, the amount of money the song made was $16.7 million just in profit. Not completely, just in profit. Now, overall, it made $23.6 million, okay? Now, the record label, they claimed that they had to use $6.9 million in just expenses, overhead. And which I'm kind of like, nigga, please. But they're like, yo, advance money, distribution, promotion, all types of other money they're going to throw into the mix. That is expenses. So it's $16.7 million in profit, right? Now, that's a lot of money, right? What about the artist, though? Because that money gets trickled down to the artist. $5.6 million got paid to Robin Thicke. 5.2 got paid to Pharrell Williams. And if you're wondering about my guy, Clifford Harris, T.I., he got paid $704,000. Now, the rest of the money went to Universal, really, and the people they work with, right? So about $5.2 million went to the record labels and all that shit. So think about it. Pretty much the record labels is getting paid just as much as Pharrell. Listen, that's how it works. Record labels always getting fucking paid. Always stay eating. Now, here's the thing. And by the way, as I said, all these numbers came out under sworn testimony. You're not going to lie in court, especially in a big case like this. Anyway, the judge did make some more rulings. They adjusted the payouts, which means some of these guys don't have to pay out the huge numbers they were forced to pay out before. And basically, the judge said, listen, I'm going to lessen the payments, but you niggas are not getting another trial, because that's what the whole thing. They were like, yo, we need a new trial, we need an appeal. Fuck an appeal. They said you're going to pay the number, you'll just pay a little bit less. Okay, so initially, the judge had granted the Marvin Gaye family $7.4 million in payout by all these parties. But then after an attempt for a new trial, they said, fuck the trial, no new trial, but you guys only have to pay out like 5.3. Okay, so the Marvin Gaye family will only get about like 5.3 million. Now let's talk about the amount of money everybody's going to be paying. Now initially, Pharrell was supposed to pay out 1.6 million. Now, that got to reduce to $358,000, right? Robin Thicke, he was supposed to pay out $1.7 million. He's still going to pay out $1.7 million. I guess he's catching L's, okay? But T.I. and the record label, because T.I. wasn't involved in the first ruling, okay? They said that T.I. was not in this matter. He was just a feature, and based on how the creative process went, he is not liable, right? But now the judge came back around and said, he's on the fucking track, he got to pay some money too. So basically, T.I. and the record label will share the rest of the $3.2 million to be paid to the family of Marvin Gaye. Now, of course, T.I. only made like $704,000, so probably he's only paying like $100,000. But still, him and the record label will have to take care of that shit. But listen, it's a crazy thing, man. So a lot of people's going to have sour grapes because these guys... How bad could we really feel for them? Be honest. Come on now. Like, I mean, how could we really feel bad that Robin Thicke, instead of walking away with 5.6 million, is only walking away with 4 point something? That the fact that Pharrell is only walking away with 4.9 million instead of 5 point something. Come on, man. These guys are getting a lot of millions. As I said, Marvin Gaye's family will be compensated. In actuality, the record label loses the most because, to be honest, the record label is their responsibility to clear all of this. So I'm glad it got reduced for at least the artists. The record label, they got the bread. Let them pay that shit. And yeah, it has been reduced, but it has been denied also. There will be not another trial. I mean, these guys could individually try to challenge how much they have to pay, but it looks like 5.3 will be the number. But these are astronomical numbers for me, man. I'm like, damn, these niggas getting paid. You tell me that Pharrell getting that goddamn much money? But of course, I'm glad for them, though. I'm glad. It's nothing out of jealousy. Of course, I'm glad for them because, listen, they worked it, they earned it, and if everybody liked it, you, your grandfather, and your great-grandfather, let them niggas get paid, okay? Pay the guys. Get in the comment box. What do you guys think about this, man? The judgment has been reduced, but there will not be a new trial. Get in the comment box. Your boy, DJ Akademiks. I'm out.